Hey Internet. Today we're going to talk not necessarily on the more serious, serious subject, but a serious subject. And that's kind of dealing with, transparency of people and your company and wherever else on the internet and dealing with social media. Social media plays a really big part of our reptile community these days, whether we necessarily like it or not. It's propelling our industry forward the way it is now. That's the reason why we're as popular as we are and why we're spreading as much as we are. And in all honesty, I think it's actually really a good thing for our industry and for probably a lot of industries in general. But it's about how we use it, how we take it, and how we use it. So I'm going to keep it fairly basic. These are kind of how I think things should be done. I mean, I haven't been in the reptile hobby for a very, very long time, but I can see kind of both sides of things. I'm a little bit of a fence rider. I can see the old school guys who don't like to be on it at all, which I totally get because of how harsh and how critical people can be online on social media. I can see how, it's a very important thing moving forward with just marketing yourself and spreading information. And I think it's just a really good thing that it is out there that does need to be addressed. So, and I'm like I said, I'm going to kind of keep it a little bit basic. These are mostly my opinion on the matter, but I think I can see how, I think what I'm saying and what I feel is a good thing that can be brought across to kind of everybody. And so, like, once again, I'm going to keep it kind of basic. So, for the first thing that usually comes in contact, or the first thing that people usually think about with social media is just pictures of stuff. So when you're taking pictures and videos and you're posting them on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever else that I think TikTok or whatever it is these days. Um, so yeah, even I'm falling behind. Pictures are a really good way to put yourself out there. It allows you to kind of say, hey, this is what I have. It's a cool little brag. This is what I'm thinking. If you're in forums and other things like that, hey, what morph is this? What do you think about this? But that, unfortunately, once again, that there's a dark side of social media that we all know, and that brings you out to and open to criticism. So, and criticism is going to be a little bit of a continual theme for this little ranty video. So, number one is I think that criticism definitely needs to be way, way, way dialed back in general. There's always constructive criticism, and I might talk a little bit about how to handle and how to ask and deal with criticism as well. But I think everybody needs to just kind of take a little bit of a step back as far as that goes and think about what we're saying before we put it out there. So with pictures and with videos. So I feel like there's kind of two different realms when it comes to posting stuff online with videos and with pictures. The first one is you're marketing yourself and or bragging. So it's like you have your little photo box and you get the cool background or like the cool little log or whatever else, or you are also, and then that's for marketing yourself. So oh, I made this really, really cool clutch of ball pythons. I produced these. I'm going to do that. Or, hey, this is my cool reptile room, things like that, to where you want to bring about, like, you want to put in the extra effort to make it look how awesome and how cool you think that is, which is really great. I think that does need to happen. We do it at reptile shows all the time. Like, people who have the big, extravagant, fancy, designs and displays and stuff, those are what people are drawn to first because they go the extra mile to make it look pretty because people shop with their eyes. Once we get there, we can determine how we feel about the individuals, the actual animals themselves, but people shop with their eyes. So something that looks really good outwardly, that's what we're going to go to. So, putting your stuff on the internet and market yourself, to sell things, to let people know what you're doing. I think in those situations, going that extra mile to making sure that there is no stuck shed on your snake, that there isn't poop, that everything looks really good, because that is something, what you're doing is you're advertising your reptiles and your product. And so I think when you're trying to do that, going that extra mile is something that not you guys, but that people in general should do. But on the other hand, if you are just doing kind of like a long transparency, hey, I'm wondering what this is, if you are doing kind of like a daily vlog, or just trying to like be very open and transparent with people, then I think then what a lot of people have come under fire for needs to be talked a little bit about, especially with criticism. So, if someone is doing a daily vlog and they're going through snake drawers and they're a breeder and they're on YouTube and they pull it open and, a ball python has blown its shed and there's a lot of shed on there. Everybody has, shedding issues, especially with, ball pythons and things like that. It's a thing that everyone has to deal with. Not everyone's husbandry is dialed 100% of the time. It's something that always has to be checked. And so when someone is doing a daily vlog and they're posting like that, and they're going with their camera and with the viewers, going through their collection because that's part of the relationship, and they pull open a drawer and it's the first time they're pulling open that drawer and there's a bunch of snake shed in there. Snake shit happens. Everybody deals with that. They're not necessarily neglecting and abusing their animals. Same with snake poop and dirty water. You don't change clean enclosures and clean tubs. You clean dirty ones. Poop happens. It's just part of life. So I think that, when people fall under fire for like, oh, these, like, it's really easy to, screenshot or to pick out that one little thing and say, look how awful they are. I don't think that really needs to be happening. If someone is doing something negatively, look at the animals themselves. Like, are the eyes clear? Do they have layers and layers of stuck shed? Does it appear like the actual animal itself is really bad? Not that there's just some poop. So, and when that happens, I think what people need to start doing is, addressing it with that person, whoever's posting it, privately at first. It doesn't need to be blown up there. Give people a chance, because maybe they don't realize that they're doing it. Maybe they missed it. Maybe they're just getting started. They don't really understand, like, okay, maybe this should be posted. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should go through and check all of the snake racks first and then do the daily vlog. I don't really know. But I think sitting there and calling people out for stuff that happens to literally everybody, saying that they're bad keepers and animal abusers and things like that, isn't good for our community as a whole, because number one, it just tears people down and we want to try to build a community. But number two, it doesn't look good outwardly for people outside of the hobby who already have a fairly negative opinion about reptiles in general. And so I think that, when people are trying to post and brag and just kind of be open about stuff, if there is an actual issue about like a detriment to the animal's health, then, bring it up privately. Try to start a conversation with that. So that way, it's not everyone coming up and saying, look how horrible this guy is doing things. When I brought up criticism earlier, I think, there's good and bad criticism. So I talked a little bit about how, people are overly criticizing, they're essentially just attacking people for things that they're posting. But when it comes to criticism, there is good criticism. So, for instance, whenever I am posting online and doing videos and things like that, and at the end of almost every single video, I say, hey, if you have any ideas, anything that, you think could be done better and things like that, I'm honestly asking for other people's opinion, because, maybe they see something that I missed, that that they who watch a lot of other things and they think that somebody really likes this or this would be really cool. I want that honest feedback. I'm somebody who, I don't want stuff to, I don't like it when stuff builds really, really slowly. So it's not like I'm expecting to go boom, 8,000 subscribers overnight, but I do kind of want a building relationship with the community. And so when I ask for a lot of criticism and critiques, like, hey, do you have any ideas? And it's not coming back, that starts to bother me a little bit. Like, so for instance, really the only actual critique that I've had is I posted a video, I linked the video to one of the BOA ones that we put out to one of my BOA groups on Facebook. And someone said, hey, really great video, just so you know, as far as anery goes, this one particular gene, there's this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And I went, yes, that is exactly correct, but I only really brought up a couple because I didn't want to make things super, super complicated. But really, thank you for that criticism. I'll be sure, to be, more cognizant, or at least bring it up in the future. He says, hey, that's really great. Thanks. I really appreciate what you're doing. This is awesome. And that's the kind of, criticism that people are trying to give. It's not this person was saying, hey, Jay-Z, you forgot all this stuff. What the F? No, he was saying, hey, just so you know, there's all these other things. And that starts that honest, open communication. And that starts to build a bit of relationship, and people remember that. And being open, honest, and being kind to each other can start to build not only what you're trying to do, but embark in the entire community as well. And so when people are sitting there asking for communication, and criticism and critiques and comments coming back, make sure that you're open to those. And yes, there's always going to be, the trolls that are just going to say that you're a monster or whatever else. But if you ask for criticism and someone says, hey, just so you know, there's these things, be open to that. Be cognizant of what they're hopefully trying to get across. And if you have a question, or if you think they're coming across a little weird, talk a little bit about that, and about that one person doing that with them, privately, or what else. It doesn't need to be brought openly to public comments or things like that. So that way, hopefully, not only do you build this new relationship and understanding with this other person in the community. So if either he was unsure of what you're doing, or you're unsure of what he was trying to criticize with you for, you can both come across and move forward and better everybody possible. And I think that's something that, really needs to happen, because that's the dark side of social media, which why so many people are so reluctant to put their stuff on Facebook and on forums and bring stuff up, because that's what's been essentially happening, is that a lot of people are just attacking people because of what they don't agree with what they're doing, or they don't like those particular people, or they're holding people to a degree that just is entirely unreachable, unless everything is essentially a lie and fake and done beforehand to make sure that it's done optimally. And a lot of people are trying to just put themselves out there and be open and honest with people, and those seem to be the people that get attacked the most. And so in situations where if there is something done that is not good, then bring that up privately. You don't need to publicly attack them, because when people outside just see all this infighting and bickering, it's a lot easier to tear us apart. It's a bit of a cliche, but divide and conquer. When we're already dividing ourselves, it's really easy to put into litigation, to take away rights, to put in places of things where, if we come together and we stand and we're united and we're a strong, cohesive unit as a community on a state level, in individual neighborhoods, or as a whole online, because that's what it's moving towards, then it's a lot harder for outside things to really affect us. And so I think that's the biggest thing that I want to kind of bring across with my YouTube channel and a little bit of this ranky video. I'm sorry. Is that I want to kind of think about a community. I've been in my travels and stuff, I've been to other places where the reptile hobby and community is really strong. Every group has its own little things, like ball python people always have this drama, and boa people have this drama, and green tree people have this drama. But in some places, online and in person, there's just this really strong, helpful community that they want everyone to succeed. Like, our hobby is really weird, where breeders are selling to their eventual competition, but we want them to be successful because we want them to breed amazing, well socialized, healthy, great looking animals to continue and further the hobby. And that's what's kind of odd about ours, that no other hobby is really like. But to do that, we need to be cohesive. We can't keep infighting. We can't keep tearing each other down. And as an entire community in America, outside of there, no matter what species of animal you keep, how many, 2 or 200, we can all come together and move forward and come together, and it could be a really, really great thing. And I really think that being on social media is what's going to be the thing to keep our hobby going and to bring it to the next level, because that's just what's great about social media. It literally unites everybody in the world. And I know I'm getting a little bit ranty here at this point, so I apologize. I'll try to wrap it up really quick, but that's just something that I really want to bring that to a point, that if we use social media like we would in person talking to people, things will just be so much better. You know, there's a place for perfect looking lighting, amazing clean pictures to bring yourself, and then just being transparent and open with people and honest. Like, hey, I'm not doing something right, or just going through their daily grind. You know, be open, be honest, be just kind of be nice, be polite. Don't be jerks to people. You never say these horrible things to people to their faces. Just, you don't need to bring it up online either. And if you do that, and we start open and honest communication, everything goes forward in the end. You know, I'm really sorry about how kind of long and ranty this video was today, guys. I don't like doing too many of these just standing in front of the camera talking and ranting ones, but you know, how things are going in the world, you know, there's a lot of time to just be kind of spent at home. I can't go out and travel and go meet other people. I can't visit new places and do that. And so I'm going to be probably making quite a few of these videos where I'm just kind of standing here and talking. Hopefully it's not all super boring, but you guys will enjoy it, or maybe something to think about moving forward as well. Once again, sorry if this was really long and ranty. I hope you guys, you know, maybe not necessarily enjoyed it, but could take something from this, or say, oh, okay, maybe you have a point, or maybe I missed something, or if I misspoke, you know, let me know down in the comments. Private message me. I want to bring the best information forward, put everything in the best light for our community as a hobby, because the way things are now, I think there's a lot of room for growth, you know, for everybody to improve. And, you know, the minute that everything comes together for everybody, then things can move forward a whole lot better. You know, like USARK, they do a whole lot for the reptile hobby and the community, but it's a lot of it is, you know, kind of paid for. It's those big companies like ZooMed and stuff that donate a lot to USARK to get stuff done that does help, which is great. Money talks in our world, but being a cohesive, you know, great, responsive entire community can do almost as much. And so if we can do both and we can bring both together, then, you know, we can't really be stopped. Once again, sorry for the ranty video. I can just kind of go off for days. I hope you know, could get something from this video. Please like and subscribe if you can. Share with your friends, talk to your family, share your passion. If you have any critiques and comments, please let me know down in the comments. If you want to be on the videos, if you are interested in anything like that, maybe not right now, as we're all, you know, just trying to get through what is going on in the world, but eventually please let me know. Message me, jzsreptiles on Facebook, on Instagram. Put something down in the comments. I would love to get together. I want to bring a better community in Colorado and as a whole. I'll catch you next time, guys. Have a great day.